Capital News tonight. 4 people are killed and 29 others injured in a classic company bus accident in Shinyanga region. President Samia Suluhu Hassan directs newly appointed leaders to address people's problems and oversee good governance. And in sports, Azam FC have left their main and Premier League rivals disappointed. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Nasma Mwambe. Let's get started with the national news. 4 people were killed and 29 others injured after a bus belonging to Classic Company with registration number SRC3, which was traveling from Kampala, Uganda and heading to Dar es Salaam, veered off the road and overturned at Buyubi village on the outskirts of Shinyanga town.
Honestly, I really don't know what happened. All I can remember is someone asking me, "Where is the baby?" I tried to rescue myself, and I'm grateful to God that I have remained safe and sound, while my fellow passengers have been badly wounded. I believe all these are God's plans. The journey was just fine until when we reached here. The driver seemed to have tried to escape from something, leaving the bus to shake, and later on overturned and fell on the left side of the road. The bus overturned and left 4 people dead and 5 with permanent disabilities, while 15 more passengers were rushed to Bugisi Hospital, whom they were receiving treatment and discharged later, with 15 more passengers sent to Shinyanga Referral Hospital and are still receiving treatment. Among the 4 passengers that died include Warda Yusuf Mohammed, Josephine Joseph, Nasoro Juma Hamisi and Rehema Haji Juma.
In another development, some health stakeholders have provided medical support to victims of the Classic Company bus accident admitted at Shinyanga Referral Hospital, where the bodies of 2 passengers killed in the accident were received.
We've been moved by this accident because we are stakeholders. After the accident, the church contributed some items, as you can see on display.
Kwanza kabisa tunapenda kutoa shukrani zetu za dhati kwa ndugu mliojitolea.
We commend those who helped to save the victims, and supplies we've received are very useful and it is a big help.
The President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, has sworn in the Minister of State President's Office Special Portfolio, retired Captain George Mkuchika, as well as 11 regional administrative secretaries, whereby she directed the appointed leaders to focus on addressing problems facing people such as land disputes and to oversee good governance. The swearing-in ceremony was held in State House, Dodoma, at Chamwino, and was attended by Vice President Dr. Philip Mpango, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa, and Deputy Speaker of the Parliament Dr. Tulia Ackson.
Nitamshauri kwa hekima na uaminifu Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, na kwamba kwa vyovyote vile sitatoa siri za baraza la mawaziri. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu nisaidie.
Nendeni kasimamieni. Sitavumilia kusikia rasi mkuu wa mkoa naye kenda kajiingiza kwenye mgogoro wa ardhi.
Go and work. I shall not tolerate to hear that a RAS regional commissioner enter into land conflicts. You are there to perform special tasks. Do not engage yourselves in such conflicts. There was a conflict where a DC took land from the indigenous and cultivated crops. Surprisingly, he never wanted to pay any tax. Thus, whoever will decide to do such acts, legal measures will be taken against you. When it comes to women, that I have chosen to be RAS and regional commissioners, I urge you to go and work very hard. Do not put me in shame. Go and show the world that women are capable when given chances. I want to see the impact of women's leadership at regional levels. For regional commissioners who have female RAS, do not underestimate they are there because of their qualifications and experiences.
Dhamana hii ni kubwa mliopewa.
You have been trusted to work for Tanzanians who are almost 60 million in total. Please do not let down Her Excellency President for giving you such opportunities. And also do not let down Tanzanians who are eager to see developments happening in their regions.
Wanataka kuona mambo yanakwenda.
Na ndio watendaji wakuu.
You are overall government officers in charge at regional level. Thus, you must at all times be ethical and diligent at work.
The Ministry of Energy has tabled its 2.3 trillion shillings budget estimate for the year 2021-2022, with members of the Parliament expressing concern on how the ministry is overseeing its institutions, whereby one of them is facing the threat of being liquidated by a foreign bank.
By May 2021, villages that are not supplied with electricity are 1,956, equivalent to 14% of all villages in Tanzania rural. The remaining villages will get electricity via a special project to supply electricity to villages, Phase 3, Round 2. The National Development Project plan shows an increase of 2.79% in development fund, equivalent to 36.668% in the 2021-22 budget. TPDC debt is 246 billion, yet our company could be stripped of its property by Exim Bank of China for failing to pay. I showed the Deputy Minister on a Saturday where there was a power cut of more than 45 times. So we wonder what is wrong with us.
Local investor Junior Manikis Kasanga and others, who include 2 Chinese nationals, have been arrested in Ulanga District, Morogoro region after trying to smuggle 2 kilos of gold from a mine in Kisianga village worth more than 337 million shillings. The gold was seized during an operation conducted by Ulanga District Defense and Security Committee in collaboration with mineral officers.
Hapa nimeshika gram 2460 ambazo.
These are 2,460 grams, equivalent to 337,500,000 shillings, which the investors were trying to export them illegally. I would like to call on small-scale miners that the police force is awake. We cannot let such acts to take place. These are Tanzanians' assets. When you are given licenses, please be diligent and patriotic.
We
were suspicious of the amount of minerals that the miner declared. That was when we decided to carry out investigation and find out that he eluded some other minerals.
Gari ambalo walikuwa wanalitumia lenye namba za usajili T906.
They used a car with registration number T9060 LTVA, which was captured by the police force, where the driver was asked to take the car to Mahenge police station. While on their way to the police station at Isongo area, another car came where they removed some of things from the V8 to the other car with registration number T448DGE Nissan hardtop, where the police force managed to arrest the car too. I call on those who think that they can come to Morogoro region and conduct their crimes. They will not be safe here. We are well prepared to deal with such people.
Refugees from the Democratic Republic of Congo and Nyarugusu camp in Kasulu District, Goma region, have called on the international community to increase efforts in restoring peace and stability in the country. They also called for support in getting alternative energy in order to reduce the use of firewood in the camp. They made the call when envoys from 6 member countries of the European Union toured the camp.
We are calling on you to influence your countries in helping our generation to be educated.
Kwa mfano kambi ya Nyarugusu wakimbizi wanatembea mpaka kilomita.
At Nyarugusu camp, refugees used to walk up to 20 kilometers looking for pieces of wood for cooking. Through the hassle, they end up in evil acts like rape, beaten, or even enter into conflicts with the surrounding communities, leaving their relationships in jeopardy. I hope UNHCR will increase budget to cover issues of energy.
We
will continue to help in solving challenges faced by refugees. We have been doing so and we shall continue.
The government has said that the number of female students who miss out of school during menstruation due to lack of sanitary pads is about 48%, and that more needs to be done by various stakeholders and government to address the problem. This was revealed during the handing over sanitary pads from various primary and secondary school in Dar es Salaam by Kets Tanzania Limited, which manufactures softcare sanitary pads.
In some municipal councils, 48% of female students miss class during menstruation, and this is a very large percentage. In our schools, there is a plan to issue sanitary towels to some students from challenging backgrounds, though it is not enough.
In the best possible way.
Today is a good day for us to give back to the community and help the girl child and work with the government to enable her reach her dreams. Some students from poor families are not able to afford sanitary towels, which means that they are not able to attend class during menstruation.
And that is the end of the national news. International news comes next after the break. Welcome back, and now in international news. Mali's membership in the African Union has suspended with immediate effect, and the impoverished country threatened with sanctions following a second military coup in 9 months. More on the report.
The AU's Peace and Security Council said they have decided to immediately suspend the Republic of Mali from participation in all activities of the African Union, its organs and institutions until normal constitutional order has been restored in the country. It warned that if the military did not hand back power to civilian transitional leaders, the Council will not hesitate to impose targeted sanctions and other punitive measures.
The fate of the Building Bridges Initiative BBI in Kenya, which is currently before the appellate court, will be decided by a 7-judge bench. Justice Musinga, who was on May 26 elected Court of Appeal president, taking over from Justice William, handing him the administrative duty to pick judges to hear the appeals, will pick the names of the 7 judges tasked with the matter.
Having heard counsel and all parties in this appeals, we hereby give the following directions. Number 1, the record of appeal having been filed, the above appeals are hereby consolidated and shall be heard together, and the lead file shall be E291 of 2021. Number 2, all intended appellants who have filed notices of appeal shall be at liberty to file supplementary records of appeal and or memorandum of appeal as may be appropriate within 7 days from the date hereof.
Security agencies in Uganda have warned those implicated in the foiled assassination of the Minister of Works and Transport General Katumba Wamala will be arrested and punished. It is not clear that what the motive for the attempt killing was, but the army says phone calls linked to the planning the assassination attempt are being investigated. In the incident, the minister's daughter and the driver were killed. Last week, from the very first time Germany officially acknowledged its committed genocide during its colonial rule in Namibia, While the decision was hailed as a milestone in Germany, it fell short of meeting the expectation of the two communities it impacted, the most of Herero and the Nama people. More on this will be joined with the DW Emmanuel Chaze from Berlin. Now, the decision by Germany to acknowledge genocide comes after years of negotiation. Can you elaborate on this?
Well, the cooperation lasted 5 years between the Namibian government and the German government. In fact, the two governments talked about what there was to do, with Germany finally acknowledging last week the term of genocide. This is a very dark page of German history and something that is not very well known here in Germany. So this acknowledgement is a first step to heal the relationship between Germany and Namibia, and with Germany acknowledging its role in the massacres of the Herero and the Nama people, Foreign Minister Heiko Maas called that a gesture of recognition for the immeasurable suffering of those people. Now, Germany will use the word of genocide, Völkermord, to refer to the massacres committed during its colonial rule in Namibia, particularly between 1904 and 1908, a period during which thousands of Nama and Herero people were killed, tortured, and left to starve in the desert by the colonial army. Another gesture made by the German government is a financial aid of 1.1 billion euros, that's around 1.34 US dollars, that will be given to Namibia over a period of 30 years, and that should be used to support the Herero and the Nama communities. But Germany falls short of calling it a compensation.
Okay, now how have people in Namibia reacted?
Well, the chiefs of the Herero and Nama ethnic groups in Namibia welcomed the recognition of the genocide by the German government and this admission of guilt. But they have rejected the agreement proposed by Germany, as they said that they haven't been part of the negotiation process, and they also demand that the planned signing ceremony between Germany and Namibia be postponed. Now, about the amount of money that Germany pledged to give to Namibia, the leaders of the Herero and Nama communities said that this was a shocking revelation, that it was unacceptable and an affront to their existence and an insulting amount of money.
Are there any other issues of conflict still remaining?
Yes, there are questions that remain open, especially the question of compensations, which I've just mentioned, and of course remain open other aspects of colonialism. There's, for example, colonial looted artifacts and also body parts and skulls, thousands of which still lie in basements here in Germany of German universities, libraries and hospitals, as those body remains were brought back by colonial troops more than a century ago. And even if we see regularly some symbolic gestures happening with the return of certain artifacts, not only to Namibia but also to other formerly colonized countries, where the Herero and Nama people demand that the remains of their ancestors be brought back to their land so they can give them proper, appropriate burial.
Thank you so much for the update, Emmanuel. Until next time.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and now in business news. The government has said the price inflation went up from 3.2% in December last year to 3.5% in January this year due to shortage of some food products, a situation that occurs every beginning of the year.
Mfumuko wa bei ulishuka na kufikia 3.3% mwezi Februari mwaka 2021.
Price inflation dropped to 3.3% in February 2021, which indicates that goods and services are more affordable compared to January of the previous year. The aim of the government is to make sure that price inflation stays at a single digit.
The government has said that a strategy aimed at addressing shortage of edible oil, which involves training farmers on modern agriculture practices by entering into contract farming in order to increase production.
Sasa katika moja ya kuhakikisha kwamba tunajitosheza kwa mafuta ya kula,
in order to become self-reliant in cooking oil, one area that the Ministry of Agriculture has identified, working with other stakeholders, is to connect oil processors and farmers through contract farming.
Tunalima na wakulima kwa mkataba kwa kuwapa mbegu.
We work with farmers via contract farming by providing them with seeds on a credit as well as other services.
Wakulima wanajitahidi na tunaendelea ku create awareness.
We are raising awareness and many that have heard the message have responded.
And that is the end of business news. Sports comes next after the break.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lynn.
Welcome back, and now in sports. Azam FC have left their mainland Premier League rivals Simba Sports Club and Yanga Sports Club disappointed after managing to extend the contract of striker Prince Dube. Here's more.
Giants were keen to sign the Zimbabwean striker, whose one season after signing for the Ice Cream Makers has managed to score 14 goals in the league. With rumors spreading on social media that he had started negotiations with Simba, Azam have moved with speed to extend his contract for another 2 years. The club has confirmed the news on their social media pages by stating Prince has signed for 2 more years. He still remains at Azam Complex.
Everton have started the search for their 6th permanent manager in 5 years, having been stunned by Carlo Ancelotti's sudden departure for Real Madrid. Here are more details.
61-year-old signed a 3-year contract with the Spanish club Real Madrid after President Florentino Perez, having missed out on Massimiliano Allegri as a replacement for Zinedine Zidane, made a concerted effort to rehire the 3-times Champions League winning coach. Ancelotti informed Everton early in the day of his desire to leave after only 18 months. Marcel Brands, Everton's director of football, attempted to persuade Ancelotti to honor his contract during talks at the club's training ground, but to no avail. The Italian had 3 years remaining on the deal he signed in December 2019, and a compensation package was agreed swiftly between the clubs. Ancelotti's backroom staff, comprising his son and assistant David, son-in-law and the head of performance Mino Fucco, fitness coach Francesco Mauri and analyst Simon Montanaro, are expected to follow him.
Manchester City chairman Khaldoon says his club intends to send a message in this summer's transfer window and has vowed to find the right replacement for Sergio Aguero this summer. Here's the story.
City looks set to spend big on reshaping Pep Guardiola's squad and have a large hole to fill following record goal scorer Aguero's move to Barcelona. Tottenham striker Harry Kane has been heavily linked with a move to the Etihad Stadium and even named Kevin De Bruyne as his ideal teammate, while Borussia Dortmund's Erling Haaland has also been touted as a possible target. Following City's third Premier League title in 4 years and a maiden run to the Champions League final where they lost to Chelsea, Al-Mubarak believes it is important to improve their squad. Al-Mubarak has also said that the journey with Guardiola will continue despite the Champions League disappointment.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. Thank you for watching and good night.
Capital News live on our social media accounts, YouTube Capital TV and Facebook Capital Television Tanzania from Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. Don't forget to subscribe and put notification on.
Nukuu ya Rais Mheshimiwa Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Tutahuisha mfuko wa utamaduni na sanaa ili kuwasaidia wasanii wetu ikiwemo kupata